Good morning and welcome to A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Thursday,
We're going to make it a book club today for Nanda.
May 2nd. I hear it is today is book club day, where we talk about our favorite books and local authors. And an upcoming book called A Girl Within a Girl Within a Girl. Written by Nanda Reddy.
Yes, a good friend of mine. Shout out, Nanda. Woot woot. And more to come with that.
Is the book available? Is it? No.
No.
When is the book released?
I think it's going to be next year. Beginning of next year. I don't know. We'll have her on. She's a local author here in town. Yeah.
Whoop whoop.
So, but it's not really book club day today, but we were thinking about branching out, kind of like Oprah's favorites, but that means I have to start reading. I haven't been reading. These are the things when I retire someday, the things I dream about.
Remember how much we used to read?
I used to read a lot.
We used to read all the time.
And we would fight over books. I don't know if you've ever shared a book. Have you ever tried to read the same book with, like, your husband?
We never really fought over books.
You know what book
I'd
we
be
fought
like,
over?
this book is so good, and then she'd start reading it, and then I'd be like, that's my book!
Under the Banner of Heaven, we read that one. John Krakauer.
That's a touchy one.
That is a touchy one. Okay, we won't talk about that one. And then there was that marriage book. What was that marriage book?
We read a marriage book?
Was it called The Pact or something? You don't remember that? Not like a self-help book, but or was it couples? It was like,
I didn't read that one. You're talking about something that we never shared.
You had it. It was on your nightstand. He does. He finds good books, and then
then she steals them.
I want to read them too, but not anymore. I don't read. I'm barely literate now. I'm barely literate. I'm gonna grab my computer.
So we are. Last night, my sleep score was 100.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
And it told me I really needed to work out today.
I
So
don't believe You're lying.
it said I was 100% recovered,
Wow, you needed that.
and I needed strong, vigorous activity.
Mine never says that. If I wore a watch, it would say refrain from all activity.
It told me that on Monday.
It tells you to refrain from it.
And I was like, this is my day off. I'm going to go be active.
I think that book is fiction. When it comes out, I'm gonna give it a plug. So,
You need something to show that we are A1 Sobies when at the quilt show. Should we do like a big order of A1 t-shirts?
they gotta be cool.
Make them available?
Yes, they gotta be cool.
I wonder if Kai could.
So our kids are coming home today, and number one, we're so excited.
I was talking to one, and you were talking to the other, I think.
I called Violet because, they're moving out of their dorm. And when they moved into the dorm, I bought them, like, really thick, nice, like, mattress toppers. Like, the like, A crate, but, like, nicer now. Like, there's fancy stuff that you... What?
The things we talk about.
Well, I got them that, right, because you need that for the dorm. And then I bought them really nice sheets because you sleep on them every day. And I was like, Violet, call your girlfriend.
She has a friend who's going to the same university next year.
I was like, call her and let's give her that stuff. Like, I don't want to just throw it away or anything. And Violet looks at that like sheets are like underwear. You don't share them. What's the consensus out there? I was like, what? We wash them. Sheets are just sheets. You wash them, and then...
Yeah, but that's like saying underwear is just underwear.
That's true, because
That's
just
like,
wash them.
yeah, you just wash them. Or some... So, you know, that's just like a personal thing. And it got to the point where I was like, she's just not into it, Ginny. You just need to let it go.
Yeah, I was like...
You just need to let it go.
What do people think of that? Maybe other people... She's like, she's like, that's not... She thinks that's gross to share sheets. And I was like, well, we have people come to the house, right? We wash the sheets and just... in the guest room, just put them back on the bed. But, you know. Anyways, she wasn't comfortable with it. So, but I, on the other hand, I'm like, yeah, just, in my head, I'm thinking, who's going to college next year? Because I have twins, so I have 2 sets. Kai's fine with it. He's like, yeah, I'll bring it home, and we'll give it to somebody. And, because it's good stuff, and I like, you know, I'm the type of person that loves hand-me-downs. Not hand-me-down underwear, though. But hand-me-downs of everything else.
I remember...
What?
That's like too much information. But I was on a trip and I ran out of underwear, and like a friend was like, well, I have an extra pair. I was like, oh, that's all right, man. I'm not gonna make those.
Well, I was taught you wear inside out, front to back, and back to front. I'm just kidding with you. We don't do that. I'm just kidding with you. I joke about it. I was like, just like inside, right side out, inside out, front to back, and back to front. That's just a joke. That's just a joke. Okay. Sheets okay, undies no. Sharing sheets is okay. It's been, yeah, right?
Sharing sheets could be great. Right?
Just ignore him. Oh, God, you just sprayed me all over with lens cleanser stuff. You can hand out. Gail, I didn't text you, but of course, you're...
yeah, literally, like
as soon as
an hour
you left,
and a half after
your
you left,
OESD
your
spree
showed up.
You can hand out bags like the other store. I can hand out bags.
You know, we don't do anything like the other store.
We walk our own walk. So, sheets for
We made
quilt
like
backings.
custom shirts one year, and the next year I was like, we're not doing custom shirts anymore.
Sharing sheets is okay. What do you do when you go to a hotel? Right? You sleep in the sheets there, and they've probably been washed like 800 times. Yeah, but Violet didn't like that. She didn't like it. She didn't like the idea of it.
She thought it was weird to offer them to somebody.
Yeah.
So we're like, just bring them home, and we'll offer them.
Yeah, because if somebody had, that would have saved me like $150. I would have been totally fine with it. I'd have been like, oh, yes, I would love that. So, but yeah, I guess it's a personal thing. And I just didn't know because I don't have good boundaries when it comes to stuff like that. What?
Yes.
He's agreeing with that. Okay. I haven't put this in the system, but these, I love these. I know I have to, when grading comes on Tuesday, we'll put them in. But I just wanted to give you a heads out about this. This is from Moda, and it is their, it's called Speckles. I was like, what's it called? I asked Lori, I was like, can you look it up? It's that speckled fabric. And it was called Speckles. But this is Ruby Star, and I love Moda fabric. Moda fabric always feels so good. It's so high quality. And we got in these jelly rolls, which I did put up on the site, and I could get more of them. But this one here is called, and I got them for the wonky log cabin table runner class. But this one is called Honey Bloom. Is it so sweet? It is so sweet. I just love it. So this is Honey Bloom. And then and then Speckles came in. I was like, oh, could it have been any more perfect? Like it was just meant to be. So here's like an example of, oh God, you just can't appreciate it. So here's the color back here, and it washes out as I put it closer. But see all the beautiful speckles, and then when I put this next to it, I was like, could it be any better with this? Isn't that so gorgeous? But I need to add it to the site. These are up there. So I did put these up there, and I put them on the promotions page, and they're 20% off. And I just put, we don't have a ton of jelly rolls, but I put them all up on the site in case you don't have a local shop, or, you know, you don't have access to some really, really pretty stuff. And we can throw this in with your other stuff. But I did put this in. I put in all the ones that we had. We just got these in too, and these are beautiful. This is called etchings. Aren't these so sweet and pretty? I just love it. So these are called etchings, and that's up there too. I can get more of these. The other ones that are quantity 1 or 2, those are questionable. Like some of them are older, and we had them in the store, or I did pull some stuff out of my personal stash because I was like, come on, Jeannie, when are you going to really have time to sew for yourself? Let's be realistic. And I had a conversation with myself, and then I brought them in. Do you ever do that?
Have a conversation with yourself?
Yeah.
It's
About
like,
being realistic?
no, I normally have conversations with you about being realistic. That's normally how it goes. That's true. I'm like, no, you're not going to do that too.
We had a conversation about you being realistic about gardening.
No, that's not true, because look at the lawn.
Yeah,
It's
he did
gorgeous.
do some. Okay, so
He
this
did
is
do some gardening.
He did do some
That
gardening.
wasn't even gardening. I don't even know if it's going to work.
He did some lawn repair. This is, and we have some. Oh, this is the fabric that Michelle's using in Midnight Manor. So pretty. This is like their lightest pink. I don't know if you can see that. I just love it. I'm just kind of obsessed with it. But I'm on a spending freeze, so I can't get everything I want.
Do not blame me on the spending freeze.
You blame him, because then he shows me the credit card bill, and my stomach goes. I'm like.
Well, then she forgets. Like it's like a 60-day cycle.
No.
Like after 60 days, she's like, get it, get it, get it.
You want
get
it?
Get it. And then
you want it?
And then
you need it. Get it.
And then I'm like,
and then he shows,
look at this bill, and she's like,
and my stomach's like, and I'm get all scared. Like, are we gonna be on the streets? Right?
Do any of you suffer from the 2 steps away from the curb scenario?
I always feel that way.
I have never.
I was like, what if we don't make money for a month?
I was
Out
like,
on the streets.
I was like, that's like, it doesn't matter what has happened. I had a scenario like, what was that? Was that 1998?
What?
Like I had a scenario where I had like a 10-month period where I'd made more money than I've ever made in my life, and then like 3 months later, I was literally stealing food from a grocery store for like a month.
Yeah. He made.
We got too big too fast. I made poor business decisions.
This is before me because.
No, the like I don't want to say that's happened since you, but like, you know, it was like it was a lesson in humility. And like for a month, I literally went into the grocery store and I'd walk around. Like, that's like bad. I probably shouldn't tell that story. Yeah, but
you went back and paid them.
I went back and offered to pay, and they basically were like, "Why? You got away with it."
How did they not notice you in there? He'd go to the.
I'd like make a sandwich, and then like I'd eat it in like one bite.
But those are
then they're character building.
Yes.
And then I went back like 2 months later when everything normalized, and I was like, I don't know, this is how much I guess I spent. And then the manager came out, and I was talking to the manager, and the manager basically was like, we have no ability to like
take that money.
Like, you got away with it. Like, I appreciate you coming in, but
Yeah. And we the only other time that when we were together where it's really like that is when we moved to Reno, and we had no money, and you didn't.
Well, that was like,
you didn't get paid.
I had a boss that owed me a lot of money, and I went in to collect my check.
Patrick was. Oh yeah.
I went in to collect a check that should have been like 50.
It should have been a lot of money for
It
us
was like
to move
50
up.
grand, and it was
Because
like
Patrick was a recruiter.
It was.
It was nothing.
It was like $500, and I was like, what? And then
and we were moving, and we had no money, and then you called.
I called a client. Like, I was consulting, and I called a client, and I'm like, I just got totally stiff. Like, could you pay me in advance?
Some money, please. Yeah. Please, sir. And he gave you money.
He gave me. Yeah, they gave us.
Yeah, they
like
advanced him.
Well, it was an advance. Like,
Yes.
it was all paid back.
He
but,
knew he was gonna be.
But it was the craziest scenario. And then that was also a lesson in humility, because, you know, you learn as you go through these experiences in life to recognize red flags, right? Like,
Yeah.
and like
And
there
fear?
were
You
no, it wasn't
experienced
really fear. It was like, I got home, like, what are we gonna do? And at that point it was like, I knew enough to figure out that we could figure it out, that we would like put it all together in a way that didn't involve like being like, Mom, Dad, like, you know.
Yeah, we didn't have to call Mom.
And it was like but like, you know, you learn to recognize the red flags, right? Like all of a sudden I was like, oh, there were so many red flags about how the check was going to be paid.
Yeah, and you learn how to figure it out. You learn, like, okay, you made it happen. Patrick made it happen.
Well, and then there was like, the other crazy thing was learning. I mean, we've never had to deal with it since, but like in the state of Nevada, like I was like, we're going to have to sue this guy. And we had an attorney on retainer, and the attorney's like, you don't have to sue him in the state of Nevada. Go to the state. And the state basically sued him.
And you got paid. Did you get part of it?
Well, it took like the whole
Yeah.
it was crazy. We had like, basically it went through the Labor Commission, and yeah, it was crazy how the whole thing worked out.
Patrick
We got paid.
Patrick and I have been on the curb before, right? And it builds character, and I always wonder, are my kids, how are they going to handle like tough situations? And
well, but like the whole point being, like, there's no chance of the curb. I mean, not to say that, like, I mean, look at what we just went through with you, right? Like, that was a crazy experience.
That's probably been the hardest thing our kids have been through, right?
Well, and they were ignoring it most of the time. And so, but like, the point I'm making is we just went through that whole experience. And you go, like, not that like life couldn't knock us down, but like the possibility of us ending on the curb doesn't happen. But like, you still have that rational fear because you've hit the curb before.
Yes, you've hit the curb before, so you always think, I could be in the gutter again.
I was telling a buddy of mine, like a good friend of mine who's a surgeon, I was like, dude, I feel like I am 2 steps from the curb, and it doesn't matter what I do in my life, I feel like that curb is just right there. It's kind of like when you listen to somebody, like I have friends that are recovering alcoholics that are like, I'm 2 drunks from the gutter, right? Like, I'm sure it feels like that too. But like, and my buddy was like, I don't know if I agree with that. And then 2 years later, he's like, dude, I totally know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, you know, he goes, you have a slow month, or you have it, and you go, oh my God, is business ever gonna pick back up again?
Yeah, we'll do that sometimes. We'll have like a slow day, which is very rare for us to have a slow day. And actually, when we do have a slow day, we're like, ooh, this is kind of this is kind of nice. But I don't like having 2 slow days. 2 slow days, and I'm like,
she'll literally like be like, "Are we gonna be okay?"
I go, can we eat? And he's always like, "Shut up, just shut up." I was like, "Can we eat?" So.
Oh my God, Belinda's like, the weather's warming. A cardboard box by the river might work.
Yeah, and one day when we retire, like we won't. I don't think we need much. We like nice stuff. Don't get me wrong. Patrick likes nice gear, and I love Sundance and Free People. But we like nice stuff. But sometimes I feel like we do have maximum stuff. So I think we could live really simply someday. Okay, we can't be talking like this. I have a class in am I starting in 8 minutes? I think I'm starting in 8 minutes. I am doing a serger 1 class, and I will be offering another one because I know a lot of you got sergers, and some of you got them from your local dealer, and that's great, or wherever you got them. So if you feel like you're not going to be supported and get all the information you can get, not that I'm giving you all the information, but the serger 1 class I think it's pretty great. Because I know when I got my serger, I didn't get any classes. I got a great deal. I got my serger, and all I ever did with that serger was 4-thread overlock and a rolled edge, because that's all I really knew how to do, and I didn't even know what I would do with those other stitches.
They make it so easy, though. It's like switch.
Yes.
Dial.
Yeah.
Perfect.
In the serger 1 class we'll do a 4-thread overlock. I'll teach you how to gather with your serger. We'll do a 3-thread overlock, and then I show you how to do a narrow hem and a lettuce edge. We'll also do a narrow flat lock, a regular flat lock, a blanket stitch, and if your machine has it, I'll show you how to do the wave stitch. It is action-packed. We are going from stitch to stitch to stitch. Hope you had your coffee, and if you didn't, you better get it right now, because I'm coming at you.
Jeannie's coffee was perfect this morning.
Yeah, so the other day it was too sweet, and I was like, Jeannie, don't complain.
But she complained like all day.
As your barista.
All day.
He brought it to you in bed. Don't complain. Just be grateful. And I couldn't help it. I was like, it was a little too sweet.
We switched syrups.
I was like, maybe you should start measuring that. And the next day, it was perfect.
I halved the normal amount of syrup.
Yeah, it was perfect.
It's like a splash of syrup. Salted caramel is...
Oh, yeah, we are 10
much
o'clock.
sweeter than toasted brown sugar.
I wanted to show you this, too. If you are doing the Stitch Delight class, which is next week and the week after, I just got this panel in. It's on the website. I think there's 12 of them or something. This is called, I feel like I should be like a matador. Yeah, a matador. But isn't it gorgeous? This here is called Sugar Plum.
That should be called Land of the Rising Sun.
Land of the... Do you have a song for that?
No.
It should be Land of the Rising Sun. And look. Oh my God. Oh, that's too bright. Maybe the other one.
Look.
Speckles. The speckles. It's okay. Leave it there. Maybe this one would go perfectly. So beautiful. Anyways, this is on there. It is called Sugar Plum. Sugar Plum. So get it while you can. And because I know I shop with like the colors I love, and there's a lot of pinks, turquoise, blues. This is, I thought, just so amazing. So
what was the color of the first speckled fabric that you showed them?
Shoot, I don't even know if we put it on the website yet, but that one is Polar. It's called Polar.
And Polar's the blue one?
Yes. Oh, God, it's so beautiful. So,
you want to show it one more time?
Well, I mean, I love it. Look at my sweatshirt. Like, this is so, like, the colors I love. It is more Robin's Egg blue than I feel like what you're seeing right now, because the ring light is washing it out. But it is really, really pretty. Those are my look at this kit. This is going to go up. So I'm going to put this up today. This is the kit for, this is going to be Best of Kimberbound. So look for this. Today is a busy day for me because I'm teaching this class, and then I'm going to immunotherapy, and that makes me feel a little icky. So hopefully I'll do this today. By the weekend, it'll be up for sure. This is Best of Kimberbell. Heart is where you. Heart is home.
Home is where the heart is.
Something like that. This is going to be open to everybody that has a 5x7 hoop to do the embroidery, to do the best of part. I'll have the kit and the design, and then I'm going to break it off into a group because we're going to do Design Center, IQ Designer quilting in the hoop, and then auto split quilt sashing, which I don't think we've really done any of that other than the upgrade class. I gotta go.
So,
I'll see some people in classes.
If there was anybody sitting on the fence, that I got a phone call yesterday from somebody regarding Sergers that was like, can I still get the rebate? And the rebate ended on the 30th. But if you still want the rebate on Triumph or Accolade, call me, but it's got to be this week. So anybody that was on the fence that is now suffering from their massive FOMO, call me. And then I've had a number of people reach out because we've been talking about the Luminaires and the fact that the Luminaires, what we're hearing is that Luminaires are no longer available. We have 5. But you know, we are in kind of the twilight days, as they say. So if you're somebody that has kind of looked at things and gone, the Luminaire, the Solaris is everything that I would ever want, and I definitely don't want the new machine, talk to me while I still have the machines. I do have that one used Solaris, but I think that's going to go really fast. So talk to you later. Have an awesome day, and we will see you tomorrow.